Hey everybody, this is John from Fail to Victory, and you can check out our band below. And I'm here with the guys from HopCurious at Bring It to the Table.
I'm bringing the Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA.
Cheers.
Initially, right off the bat, kind of barley wine smelling.
I get a lot of citrus, kind of really tangy on the nose.
I'm getting actually the initial banana smell. Like those banana candies. You go in for the initial go in and you smell. I smell those banana candies. That's what
Ruts.
Yes.
That's what they are, ruts.
Yes.
All right, yeah, I'm getting that fruity. Really impressed by the clarity on this. For a 120-minute boil, part of the premise is it's going to be super concentrated, and that is looking mighty fine. Doesn't smell too hoppy, though. I mean, too malty.
Ooh. Right off the bat, I taste the alcohol. After that, I get the fruitiness or whatever it is that they use to make it. Maybe it's the malt. If they used a hop that was kind of fruity, I get that a little bit. Not so much like a mango or anything like that, but more citrusy.
Definitely getting that runts flavor on the taste actually too. Sometimes the smell doesn't always line up with the taste. They're one and the same.
Does the alcohol kind of linger a lot? Like it rests on the tongue and it just stays there hey, this is my house now. I'm gonna enjoy this place.
I agree. I mean, it's concentrated in your mouth, kind of like a, gold digger or something like that. Maybe, someone just breaks in your house and they're just nope, or squatter, maybe a squatter.
Gold digger?
Well, I mean, gold diggers take your house over too, man. You never know. I mean, not that I have money for them to take yet.
I think my mouth is broken because, all right. Took me 2 or 3 sips, but I'm finally kind of tasting this beer and finally getting the essence of it.
It's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah. It took me a while. The first few sips kind of just threw me off, but you mentioned the lingering, and I finally got that.
I think to go off that is the taste evolves over time. You get in the initial, it's super alcohol, kind of fruit, and then it gets sweeter as you're going down. But then the alcohol kind of stays a little higher as you're ending that taste in your mouth.
I think based on what you're saying, the rise and fall is actually really fast and short. So you get a lot of the maltiness, the fruitiness right up front, then it starts taking over with that alcoholic flavor, and then that's what lingers, but the flavor the malty part was a quick up and down.
You know what I don't taste a lot of is the hops. I'm not really getting the hoppiness from this, and maybe it's because the alcohol lingers, and so that's what I'm tasting on my tongue the longest, but I don't really taste they must not have used a lot of hops, or because it is a 120-minute boil that they burned off a lot of that flavor. I don't know.
Yeah, this one's definitely complex. We picked up a few bottles of this, so we're thinking about aging it, right? And I'm not sure how old it is already, but maybe some of the hops and everything that was there, we kind of got a little bit of aroma on the nose. Maybe some of that has died off. We are talking about maybe hanging on to those for about 6 months to a year, cracking them open a little later.
So, question for you guys. At what occasion would you think best to open this beer at?
I think this isn't a beer that I open. It's a beer that I give to someone as a celebration. Congratulations on your kid. Congratulations on a job. Or whatever, graduation, whatever the case may be. Because this would be a rough one to drink on a Tuesday night by yourself sitting there. 16.5% is strong.
You know what? This one actually, since we're kind of talking about celebrations, reminds me of Anchor Steam's Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. That's what it really reminds me of.
That is a great beer.
Definitely a higher burn from the alcohol. One of those celebratory beers. And like we were saying, maybe save it for when I pass my PE or Great American Beer Fest. So
Yeah, I think with the way that the malt kind of puts together an upfront sweetness, I would actually do this as a dessert. If you didn't want some sort of thick, viscous dessert wine, you could have a maltier dessert beer, and then it'll have that alcohol flavor. I don't know if it would go with any desserts. I don't know if you could pair it, but consider it like an after-dinner drink.
all right, guys. So what would you rate this beer?
Buy this beer at a bar, and it's because it's that good, but also because it's such a cool, high percentage beer that isn't rough. It's pretty smooth. Yeah, there's the alcohol burn, but it's smooth enough that like I'd buy it at a bar.
Yeah, I think because this is an Imperial IPA, this isn't something that I would buy at a bar. That if I wanted something of that Imperial strength, I'm going to go with a stout, which kind of balances out the alcohol flavor against the beer. Where this one, the alcohol, it just kind of takes over the flavor at the end. And so I wouldn't buy this at the bar. But I would recommend it to a friend if they describe to me certain characteristics they're looking for, because this one has a lot of uniqueness to it with that fast flavor, high maltiness, even sweetness on the nose, and then finishing with the alcohol.
The reason I got this beer is because the description says it's for the hop heads. So I'm expecting a beer that is going to be extremely hoppy, extremely bitter, and like Sheer had said, you get left with just the alcohol taste. Now that won't deter me from buying this beer, and I would actually buy it in just bottle form, and I would give it as mostly gifts or special occasions. I would probably maybe have one or two here and there, but I would, save up. I don't know if I would necessarily buy a ton of it.
All right, yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement with all that. Kind of hard to buy a bunch of it, exactly, because, not everybody's not going to like it. But definitely recommend to a friend or buy for a friend because it has that special characteristic. It has that just novelty of being above a 15.5%,
Thanks for watching. Bring it to the table.
We are HopCurious.
Stay curious.